Hi, everyone, and welcome to Little Miss Thinks a Lot. This is episode 3, and it's a solo episode. I'm here by myself, and I'm basically talking to myself. But I hope you can relate to this, and I hope that this helps you in some way. I'm just going to try to keep it short because I've already practiced this a couple times, and I just run on off topic, and it's just super hard doing it alone because I'm just rambling. Okay, so what I wanted to talk to you guys today about is outgrowing friendships. Nothing in specific. I just feel like this was a very big part of my life where it was kind of hard, but at the end of the day, things are okay. So I just wanted to share that with you. As we get older, things change. We either get into a relationship, we either have children, we move out of state, we get jobs that are very time consuming or very stressful where you kind of just want to go home and chill and not go out or anything and more. And sometimes some situations, like let's say in my life I've had a couple jobs within mostly all within the same field. Okay, well, this is the job I have now is my fourth job in the medical field. In each job, I've met new people and I've gotten really close to them. And I would even consider them to be like my super good friends, best friends even. And, when I would leave one job to another job, I would find new friends who I would spend most of my time with or talk to most of the time. And my friends from my other job, I would, we kind of just go our own way. Like we'll keep in touch here and there on social media, but it's hard. And I think the easiest part about it is, we both have the same understanding that it would happen. Like it was inevitable that we kind of talk less because, we don't see each other every day anymore. Not that the relationships are any different, because I feel like personally I've had this thing with friends where no matter how much time has passed, I'm not going to treat you any different. It's like if I haven't seen you in a year, I'm going to treat you like if I saw you a week ago. Yeah, there's a lot to catch up on, but I'm not going to be awkward about it. Let's see. So outgrowing friendships, it sucks. And I think the hardest part is when people assume that we drifted because of negative reasons. I, try to make that clear whenever I see someone that, like let's say I stop talking to someone and haven't seen them in a while and they think that it's because of something negative and I see them again later. I'm not gonna if it's for a negative reason, you'll know for sure. And I'm not one to be like, okay, I didn't like this about you, so I'm kind of just gonna keep my distance from you. But in a way, it also is because, I have to protect my peace in a way. I don't want to be around negativity all the time. So I kind of have to distance myself from situations. And please pay attention to what I'm saying, situations. So let's say situations are always happening and I'm kind of like, okay, well, this is not good. I don't feel good. I don't agree with any of this, so I'm going to keep my distance. That's one thing. But let's say the person did something to me, I will confront them about it. I will confront them about it and talk to them about it, see what happened and move on. It's happened a couple times where I've had to confront friends about things that have happened, and at the end of the day, it always turns out to be miscommunication, which sucks because, you would think that in the moment situations, you're doing your best to get your point across that, you feel a certain way. But, not every one person is the same. Everyone is different, which, it's okay because if everyone was the same, that would be kind of weird. That'd be like a whole new world. But anyways, drifting from friends, it's okay. As long as you both have the understanding of it's just happening and it's okay. You don't have to hold grudges unless it's for a bad reason, then you guys should have talked about it. But as long as you're good, everyone's good. Everything around you is good. And if you're the type to kind of just not want to be someone's friend and completely just cut them off, I understand. I want to say that I've cut off people who are closer than friends. I would say even like family, where I just feel like whatever I do to try to help the situation, it goes nowhere. I've tried and tried and tried to help the situation and it doesn't change. And at that point, I have to protect my peace and my new little home and kind of just be like, all right, well, that's it. Like, communication is cut off. I always wish them the best and everything, like, I hope everything's okay. And for whatever reason that they need help in something, I'm there. I'm not a malicious person. I am not going to avoid them when they're in need of help. I feel like I know them enough to know that they're good and that they're responsible because of their age. I've cut communication because I have to protect my peace and my happiness. I have a history of anxiety and depression, and I feel like a lot of it had to do with trying not to tear up. I feel like a lot of it had to do with, I would say, like, family situation. And, I'm better now, of course. I had to take myself away from it to be happier. And sometimes you just have to do that. Sometimes you just have to take yourself out of the equation so you're good. And that's totally understandable. Wow. I didn't think I was going to get emotional. Okay. I don't talk a lot about deep stuff like that. Like, let's say with my group of friends, like, I'll talk about it with them here and there. Let me just get out of this. Anyways, cutting people off for your own good is okay, no matter who they are, and that includes family. Back to my anxiety. Unknowingly, I was putting pressure on myself to try to fix problems within my family that I didn't have control over. And that kind of led me down a dark path. And it turned into anxiety and depression. My anxiety was so bad where if I was driving to work, I would have to pull over because I would feel like my vision would begin to blur. And if I would notice that, I know, like, now I know, like, I would be like squinting my eyes trying to see. And I feel like it would be harder for me to breathe. So I would like crank the AC so I can feel the cold air hitting me. Like, okay, like, there's air, like, it's like, what's happening? And then I would feel like I'd kind of like go numb. I guess it kind of sounds like a panic attack. So I would have to pull over and kind of get myself together. So it would affect me driving. It would affect me being out in public. I remember there was another time where I was out with a friend. We had gone out to Golden Road Brewery. If you don't know about it, it's pretty cool. I think it was during the daytime. I forgot where we went. We ended up at Golden Road though. And just all the noise, I was overstimulated. All the noise, all the people, there was just so much going on where I was overstimulated and I couldn't be there anymore. Like, I needed like quiet and space and like to be able to kind of like focus and calm down. Another one would be in a huge crowd. Like, I went to a rave one time with a couple friends and we made it to like the front of the stage. So you had like a whole sea of people behind us. And if you have ever been to a rave or a festival and you're in the middle of the crowd, you're like super like crunched and like the space is little and like there's obviously people taller than me around me. So I felt like I couldn't breathe because there was just no space. And obviously I try to control it. I try to think about something else. A lot of people say, just don't think about it. Don't think about it. It's hard. It's hard not to think about it. Sometimes it's easier, but when you don't, it's easy to lose yourself. So unless you've been in the situation, you would know. So I remember like, trying to focus myself, trying to like take deep breaths. I even had water that I splashed on myself, and apparently I splashed the person in front of me instead, and they kind of turned back and looked at me. So I looked at my friends and I told them like, I need to get out of here. Like, I can't be here. So they like shoved, they led me out of the crowd by shoving people and, whatever. They were unhappy, but, there was something going on. So I got out of the crowd. We were outside, and it just took a while for it to go away. Like, it's hard. So that's the life I was living at the moment. And I even tried doing like medication. Obviously, I went to see my doctor, and she's like, okay, well, have you tried this? Have you tried that? Which, at the time I didn't, because they say exercise is really great for anxiety and depression. Like, it helps your happy hormones go up, which it does actually, because I did end up trying it after. But at the time, I'm like, okay, let me just try the medication, see how it works. Worst decision ever. Took the first pill the first day. I had the worst panic attack ever. After that, I was like, okay, nope, I'm not doing this. And the weird thing is that what made it go away was a trip to Mexico. So we had a planned trip to go to Mexico, and it was just me, my mom, I think it was my sister and my brother, my little brother. It was just us four. We went, and my anxiety about things were like, okay, we're gonna go on a flight. Okay, what if I get an anxiety attack on the flight? Everything's so cramped where it's like, okay, the aisle is the only space I would have to like get some air. So boarding the flight, I asked the flight attendant, I was like, do you have an AED on the flight, on this plane? And she's like, yeah, why? Do you need it? And then I was like, no, I was just, I just wanted to make sure. So I was just super paranoid. And usually going somewhere far away, I what goes through my head is there a hospital nearby? If I need something, will it be accessible? If I need medication, will it be accessible? Where we were going, where my mom's mom lives, is a little, you have to drive like 20-30 minutes out to the city to actually get, medication and stuff. So I packed my bag like a little pharmacy. Anything that I would need was in my bag. I had Benadryl for allergies. I had Pepto-Bismol for stomach aches. I had Tylenol. I had ibuprofen. I had Tums. What else did I have? I had like anything that you would think of, like nausea pills, Imodium in case, you eat something bad out there. I had everything in there just in case, which I mean, I still do that now because it's always great to be prepared. But back then it was more out of anxiety. Like, okay, what if something bad happens? That was what my focus was on. So we went on the trip. We landed, we got there, no self-service up there. So I didn't have my phone. I was kind of just like living in the moment. Everything was very quiet and very peaceful. And, it was nice to like get away from all the problems. Coming back from that, I feel like things had changed a lot. And after having a talk with my mom, she kind of just told me like, you can't put everything on you. Like, you can't change things. And, I can see that. So I stopped trying to fix things. So instead of trying to fix things, I wouldn't say run away from it. I would say more like trying to avoid it for my own sake. Obviously, I made sure everything was good with my mom. Everything else, I would do my best. If advice was needed somewhere, I would give it. If they take it, that's on them. But that's all I can do. I can't knock sense into someone to, change their ways. But, whatever. Yeah. So that was my history with anxiety and depression. I basically just had to get away from it. That's where it led me, and that's why I'm here now, because I don't live at home anymore. I live with my boyfriend, which, thank God, bless his heart, he deals with me, but it's been super nice. So protect your mental health. protect your peace, block people who don't, I don't want to say don't benefit you because that sounds super mean, but if you're not happy, let it go. If it's meant to be, it'll come back. I'm sure you've heard that saying before, but anyways, focus on yourself, focus on what you're doing, focus on things that make you happy. Don't get off social media. Don't look at what other people have and that you don't have. Don't stress yourself over that. Outgrowing people's expectations is also another thing. Focus on you, focus on things you want, focus on things that make you happy. Don't let social media make you think that you need to have one thing to be happy. Like, you don't need it. Let's see what else. I feel like I've had this conversation with multiple people and they always think the same way I do. So I hope you can also relate to this. I know I'm saying a lot, but I'm just trying to gather my thoughts in that little bit of space. Let's see. It's gonna happen. You're gonna outgrow people. And some people you don't outgrow. Some people you just don't see for a while and, you know, they're still there, like family, friends. I have one family friend. I've known her my whole life. I have other friends also who I've known for a long time, but this just specific one, it was just her birthday. We're in August. So, yeah, she's been through thick and thin and I super appreciate her for everything. Not gonna get emotional. I was about to. Anyways, you know, you don't outgrow some, but the ones you do outgrow, it's okay. If you feel like, you know, you have unanswered questions, don't be scared to reach out. Don't be scared to ask those questions like what happened? What is happening? Don't be afraid of an awkward conversation. Sometimes those awkward conversations end up being really great and, you know, life ends up being better after. And if the conversation, of course, isn't so good, at least, you know, you talked about it and you move on. Let's see. So far it's been maybe like 20 minutes or so of me speaking. I don't know what else to talk to you guys about right now because I feel like I went off track talking about anxiety and depression. But that was, you know, I had to tell you why I had to block this person. So blocking people is okay. Not blocking, but cutting them off or staying away. You know, it's okay. Do what you need to do to be happy and don't feel guilty about it. I know it's hard sometimes, but as long as you have good intentions or as long as you know, it was for the best, it just has to happen. Okay. Well, I guess I'll leave you guys on that. And on the next episode, I'll probably talk about maybe my relationship, my current relationship. We'll get a little his and hers point of view on how it started and where we are now. If you have any questions for us, please put them down in the comments and we'll do our best to answer them. And we'll probably be another interview with Mr. Hot Wheels. But okay, I guess I'll end it here. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode. I hope you can take something from what I talked about. I'm not going to apologize for getting emotional because that's what this is. A little diary in a way. Anyways, thanks so much. Please like and subscribe and share with friends. Please give me any advice on what you would want to see more of or any suggestions. I would really appreciate it. Okay, thanks. Bye.